Today we're going to have fun with vellum windows in our cards. I really like the effect of the transparent vellum windows with the patterned paper behind them. We're going to make several cards today with sketches from Kendra's Card Challenge 15 and products from KCC super sponsor, the Stamps of Life. So I hope you'll join me in making them. This is actually part of a giveaway hop as well, so stay tuned for more information. My name is Julia and I'm an enthusiastic card maker and paper crafter from Austria. Welcome to my channel, Julie's Kreativschatzkiste. So as mentioned, I'm going to work with sketches from Kendra's Card Challenge. If you're not familiar with Kendra's Card Challenge yet, I will give you more information later. Just know now that it is a free quarterly challenge where you can make 15 unique cards with 6 sheets of 6x6 inch patterned paper. I really like the products of super sponsors The Stamps of Life so much that I ended up making all the 15 cards from the challenge. However, I'm going to show you just a few of them today. So the Stamps of Life is one of the super sponsors of Kendra's Card Challenge 15. They generously provided me with a gift card and I have chosen these products to work with today. First, there's this paper pad, Love Paper Pad, which I really like. The papers are really gorgeous, I love the patterns and I love the colors. Second, there's this Stars Nesting Dice set. I think this comes really handy because you can use it for so many occasions. I really like nesting dice. And additionally, I have chosen this stamp set. It's a clear stamp set of many stars with patterns in them or frames. And there are some great star-related sentiments, of course. I think all these products fit together perfectly and I'm looking forward to making these cards today. The first step was difficult enough, but I had to choose 6 sheets of this gorgeous patterned paper, which was not easy, I can tell you. But in the end, I decided on these 6. When I'm choosing the 6 papers for Kendra's Card Challenge, I usually take care that the colors are matching on one hand, and on the other hand, I want to have smaller and bigger patterns mixed. The first step when making the 15 cards of Kendra's Card Challenge is always to cut them according to the cutting guide, which is part of the free PDF you can download. I'm not going to show you that in detail now, because there's a great video on that on the Cards by Kendra YouTube channel. The next step in the preparation for my 15 cards is stamping a lot of stars with this stamp set, which I all going to heat emboss in different colors. I want to use these stars for the decoration of the cards. As background paper for my embossed stars, I use also papers from the paper pack I showed you before, as well as matching single colored papers. So these are all my embossed stars, and now I'm going to use the dies to cut them all out. The dies are not made for specifically cutting out these stamps, but most of them fit really well, so I found a die for all the stars. And the ones I didn't find a die for, I just cut out by hand, which was not that difficult either. So as you see, I have a lot of stars now, and I'm not going to use all of them today, but I have a stash now for future cards. And finally, I cut out a lot of stars from the nesting dies. Again, I used single colored paper that is matching to my patterned paper. But now enough with the preparations, let's start crafting. I'm starting with the card with sketch number 6 from Kendra's Card Challenge. This is the sketch, and I have already cut the papers according to the measurements given. Instead of the circle in the middle of the card, my plan is to use one of the stars dies and cut a window into the card through all the papers. Then I want to make a frame with the combination of 2 of the nesting dies. I used temporary tape to attach my patterned paper to the card base, and now I'm using the stars die to make the window into my card base. The die cut easily through the 2 layers, and I keep the stars that I cut out. Then I use a piece of vellum in between my 2 layers, which I adhere with double-sided tape. The vellum is adhered directly to my card base, and then I use liquid glue on my patterned paper and put it exactly above my vellum window so that my star is now see-through. So now I want to adhere the star I cut out before of the patterned paper to the inside of my card so that it is seen through the vellum window. For that I place the cutout directly into my vellum window. And then I use liquid glue on the back of the star, and then I can just close my card and have the placement perfect and exact. I really like the matted look that patterned paper has through the vellum window. The next step was cutting 2 frames for my vellum window. One was a thinner frame and one of a larger frame, and I both made them with combinations of exactly the same star die I used for cutting the vellum window and larger nesting dies respectively. I glued that down on my card, and as a last piece of decoration, I made white lines with my gel pen on the outer frame. Subsequently, I searched my stash of stars for matching stars to decorate these cards, and I added a sentiment as well. I finalized the card with some red enamel dots. And this is the first cut finished. For the next card, I'm using sketch number 5 of Kendra's Card Challenge 15. It's pretty much the same technique, so I'm using the time while you watch me creating this card to tell you more about Kendra's Card Challenge. As I said, it's a free quarterly challenge provided by Kendra from the YouTube channel Cards by Kendra. Every quarter, Kendra provides a free PDF to download, which includes measurements for 15 unique cards, which can be made out of 6 sheets of 6x6 inch patterned paper. The free PDF does not only include the measurements for the 15 cards, but it also includes a cutting guide for the patterned paper, which makes it really easy. To participate in the challenge, all you have to do is upload one photo with all the 15 cards you made with the challenge to the respective album in the Kendra's Card Challenges Facebook group, which is linked in my description box. You can upload one photo per month, so you can participate 3 times per challenge. After each month, Kendra releases a video on her YouTube channel, which includes the winners of the monthly and quarterly prizes. I really recommend you to watch that video because you have to claim your prize through a form if you are a winner. So I'm sure now you're curious how you get this great PDF. It's pretty easy. The link is in my description box and you have to join Patreon, but completely for free. All you have to do is give your email address. And then you can download the PDF. There are other paid tiers for Kendra's Patreon, which come with great perks, so you should also check them out because it's the possibility for Kendra to provide the challenge free for all. There's even a new tier added, which now grants you early access to these stash items, which Kendra is going to post on a monthly basis as of September. The other perks of the paid tiers include, depending on the tier, early access to new Kendra's card challenges, additional bonus printables, monthly card kit samplers, or even monthly card kits, and many perks more, so please check it out. New to Kendra's Patreon is also the possibility to acquire digital cutting files for your electronic cutting machines. Alright, now coming back to my card. As you have seen with this card, I have also added a frame on the inside of the card, so that the vellum is not shining through totally. And within the vellum window, I have glued another star. So actually it's not a vellum window, it's a vellum frame this time. But I think it gives something special to the card. Again, I added some sheen with my shimmer pen and some enamel dots as well. And this is my second card finished. For the third card, I'm using sketch number 13 and I have already glued down all the paper pieces to my card base. Instead of the half circle shown on the left side of the sketch, I'm going to cut a star window into my card base now. I'm using one of the bigger stars and I attach it with low-tech tape in the correct position on my card base. Then I'm using partial die cuttings, so I place the cutting plate on my card in a way that it just cuts on the front side of the card base and not on the back side. Because I don't want to cut out the entire star out of the card base, just half the star. And as you see, it worked really well. Alright, so I have cut out my half star. Now I'm going to take some dark blue vellum for my window, because I really like the contrast. This time I cut the vellum the same size as my card base is, and I adhere it to the back of my front page of the card with double-sided tape, with which I covered the entire back side, so that it sticks well. Instead of the matting layer shown on the sketch, I used again 2 of the nesting dies to create a frame for my star window. As for the inner die of the frame, I used the same die as for cutting the vellum window. The frame of course fits perfectly, and I glue it down with liquid glue. And as I don't want to waste the other half of the frame of the star, I just glue it down on the back side of the card, because I think that's a nice decoration as well. And finally I glue down the half star on the inside of the card, also with liquid glue. And then with my sentiments and decorations added, this is my finished third card for today. I really like this one, I think this window is fabulous. Now I'm starting to work on my fourth card based on sketch number 9 of Kendra's Card Challenge. This time I'm using 3 of the nesting dies and cut them out from my card base. And as you see, the result is 1 little star and 2 frames for this star. I'm using blue vellum again, which I'm going to attach to the back side of my front card page, again with double-sided tape. Then I use the smaller of the 2 frames I cut out and I glue it down in the middle of my vellum window. This way the window is still see-through, but it doesn't appear that big. And again, I place a star on the inside of the vellum window, which fits in size, put glue on the back, and then I close my card and I have the perfect placing of the star inside my card. And as this video is getting longer and longer, I'm not going to show you how I put the card together according to the sketches of Kendra's card challenge. Instead, I'm just going to show you my finished card. My last card for today is based on sketch number 7 of Kendra's card challenge 15. Matching to the waves on the paper I use here, I have searched my stash for a more nautical vellum, which I found, and I use it as a matting layer, according to the sketch. I also cut a decorative border into it with a special pair of scissors, as the sketch calls for. So while you watch me putting together the card, I can tell you more about the giveaway I mentioned at the beginning of the video. KCC Super Sponsor The Stamps of Life not only provided me generously with products for this video, but also some of my design team colleagues. And together we have an entire playlist of videos which you will find linked in my description box. Please check out all the videos in the playlist because I'm sure you will get great inspiration from all the videos included in the hub. Anyway, so the giveaway is a digital prize from Cards by Kendra. If you want to participate in the prize drawing, there's a form linked in my description box which you have to fill out until the 17th of September 2024. The winner will be randomly chosen and announced on the Cards by Kendra YouTube channel community tab. You will find the details in my description box. I wish you all good luck. So you have seen that I have cut the star again into my card base. It was a little bit difficult to cut through the many layers, but I corrected it with my scissors. Then I cut out the star of blue vellum and I cut out a frame of dark blue paper. And both the vellum and the frame I glued to the inside of the card. For the outside of the card, I used another one of the dark frames I cut out of paper. For added contrast, I cut white paper strips, which I'm now adhering, on the top and the bottom of the 2 paper strips on my card base. Then, with all the stars added as decoration on the outside, as well as on the inside, to be seen through the vellum, this is my last card finished for today. And as I mentioned, here is a photo of all the 15 cards I made with the gorgeous products of KCC Super Sponsor The Stamps of Life. I hope you enjoyed my video and I hope you liked the cards we made together. I really like the vellum windows because I think they add the special something to a card. If you enjoyed watching the video, I would be very glad if you would leave me a like or even a comment. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already done so. Don't forget to fill in the form linked in my description box for your chance to win a prize, and please watch the entire playlist for this giveaway hop. See you next time, servus!